Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jade and I'm a surrogate. I'm a gestational surrogate. And today I'm going to be talking about expenses. It's just going to be a quick video because it's pretty basic. So they usually ask you to work out your expenses. They usually ask you to work out your expenses before anything, just to confirm that they're okay with that. Surrogacy expenses can vary a lot. I think it's from like £7,000 to £20,000, I'm guessing. I mean, it's quite a big difference. That is obviously dependent on people's jobs, I guess. Like, if you have to miss work and you're in a really high paying job, your expenses are going to be higher. Sadly, I'm not a high paying job. I'm a cheap surrogate. So yeah, expenses is basically anything to do with pregnancy, all pregnancy related costs, because although you're not getting paid for anything, it is actually illegal in the UK to be paid. You do need your expenses covered because you don't want to be out of pocket. You're gonna help somebody, obviously, because you're so kind, but yeah, you don't want to be out of pocket because it's not your pregnancy. And I was like, I didn't have that many expenses. I didn't have a lot of expenses in pregnancy, but it's things that you don't think of, I guess. Like, you just do it. So, like, one thing, cravings, like, say you have a craving of pound sweets, 20 weeks of that, 20 weeks of your pregnancy, I want to say that's like £140, like, alone, just one packet of sweets every day for like half of the pregnancy. That's already £140. Doesn't seem like a lot, I guess. But that's the kind of thing that you don't notice when you're pregnant yourself because you're just buying it as you go. So it's anything like, so the travel, obviously, travel to and from clinics, midwife appointments, scans, anything like that. Any childcare that you might need to have due to, obviously, birth and appointments that you need to go to if it's not like in school time. Missed work due to appointments. And also, it's very different to your own pregnancy. Like, when I was pregnant, if I felt like ill or too tired or whatever, I didn't want to lose money, so I went to work. Like, I just worked through all of it because, like, I need the money. But if it's somebody else's pregnancy, well, it's your pregnancy, but for somebody else, you're kind of putting yourself through that. If you can't go to work one day, and then obviously, like, you're getting paid for it, so you will take the time off. And as well, like, it is somebody else's baby, so they do want you to be careful. Obviously, just don't take loads of days off, like, just because you want to. Pregnancy clothes, maternity leggings were a lifesaver. They were so comfy. If you have a partner that needs to take time off to look after your other children, or like when you have to go to hospital and it's longer than it's, you know, unforeseen circumstances, yes, so your partner would get paid for having time off work as well. Like, I guess if you're further on and you like, ugh, I can't clean, I'm so huge, and you can get a cleaner. Obviously, you can't have a cleaner like every day, but like, yeah, if it's reasonable, like, because it's reasonable expenses, all reasonable expenses. So yeah, cleaning, if you need that. Some people have a gardener. That's probably, yeah, some people do need a gardener. Like, if you're used to gardening and then suddenly you can't garden, you can have a gardener. You're shopping, obviously, if you need to eat, you need all the healthy foods. Pregnancy tests, obviously, is one. You're gonna need that. And pregnancy supplements as well. So anything related to a pregnancy. Oh, pregnancy massage. I had one of them my first pregnancy, so that's a good thing. You would do it in your own pregnancy, so that's like a good one. It's really obvious. It's basically anything that you wouldn't spend otherwise. So anything related at all to the pregnancy, you're gonna need. The hard thing is working it out. So no, it's easy to work out. So obviously you can kind of base it on pregnancies before if you've had them. So, but yeah, mine was really easy. I didn't grow that big, so you can kind of relate it on that. But then it could be completely different. Like, you can roughly work out. You can work out like clothes. You can work out the pills. You can work out pretty much anything. Like, I would say that I probably will need a cleaner at some point. So I would maybe put like, I don't know, 4 times cleaning towards the end, but I don't know how I'm going to feel, so I would just put in for that just in case. They do say it's better to overestimate than underestimate, so you don't have to ask for extra. Yeah, so it's easy to work out that stuff. So you just basically, if you're with an organ like a Surrogacy UK, for example, you'll have like a template. You can probably get a template off Google for expenses anyway. The hard thing for me was working out like time off work. Like, how do you do that? I didn't take time off before, and how would you work that out? Like, what if I don't need any days off? What if I just need 1 day off? So then that's like barely anything for the day. It's like nothing. But then what if I'm just suddenly really ill, or like, I mean, I work in retail. I work in retail. So I lift, like, I can be lifting heavy stuff, and it's like a lot of like work on your feet, compared to if I was like, so I'm literally on my feet all day compared to if I was at an office. So I could just end out really, I could be huge. I could be like, I might end up just having to have like loads of time off, but then I could not. That's the bit that I couldn't. I was like, I don't know. I really don't know how much time you need off in like a pregnancy that doesn't go that well, or a pregnancy where you're really tired. I don't know that, because my pregnancy was so easy. But we had a really good idea. It wasn't my idea, one of my intended parents. We got a shared account, so they just put money in every month, and then so I've got my own card. Whatever I need to get during pregnancy, I'll just tap my card, spend it. It's easy. All the transactions are in one place. It blew my mind. Such a simple thing. So simple. Yeah, I would recommend that. I think it's a really good idea, because it's also a good idea to keep track of what you're spending your money on, because when you go to the parental order for when the baby gets transferred over to the intended parent's name, like, so it's obviously now their baby, they may want to see the expenses so that it's not seen as paying for the baby, I guess. That is expenses. It's pretty straightforward. It's just what you spend your money on. But yeah, again, it's a lot easier having that bank card. That I don't need to think about it. It's easier. But I mean, whatever works best for you. Some people like to know the expenses up front because it could be a shock, but because my expenses aren't expected to actually be that high, it was just easier to decide on having a card. So I hope that was helpful, but it's basically anything that can relate back to pregnancy is what your expenses are. So my next video will be about legal advice and counselling, which they recommend before continuing surrogacy, and then after that video we'll be documenting my journey more, because it's so exciting. There's a lot of stuff I need to tell you and record, so please subscribe, like this video if you like it, of course. Thanks for watching. Bye.